Welcome to the 4th episode of our podcast. And this episode is all about activating your Teflon shield. And the Teflon shield is probably the most important part of creativity. It is the ability when things don't quite work out the way they're supposed to, and when you don't get the feedback you were thinking you were going to get, or things start to go wrong. And it's that ability, that grit, that tenacity, that ability to power through that and not let all the crazy thoughts in your head that you can't do this stop you. And it's also the ability to deflect hurt and pain and all those things that happened in your past that say you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not tall enough, whatever it is, you don't have enough money, whatever it is that's holding you back. Really, the Teflon shield is about just deflecting all of that and not letting anything hurt you anymore. So the Teflon is a multi-step process. Okay, it is about first figuring out what your passions are. And that is the thing that makes you light up. Like, what is it that happens to you or you do? And it could be creating music. It could be writing. It could be crafting. It could be working with animals. It could be working with children. But there's something that you are so passionate about that you know at your soul, the core of who you are, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And the more you create alignment with that passion, that starts to build that Teflon shield, where it's things that may hurt you, things that may slow you down, things that may stop you. They just really kind of elevate you into this space of, I'm doing something that's more in alignment with who I am. I'm doing something more in alignment with my life purpose. And so the passion is the first indication of what your life purpose is. The second indication of what your life purpose is the stuff that happened to you in your lifetime. So if you buy into my theory, which is everything's meant to happen to you, and it's not to you, it's happening for you to get you to this place where you are today, where you're saying, okay, I'm not going to live my life the way I have. I'm going to live my life from my passions. I'm going to tap into my creativity, and I'm going to find a way to use this to make myself happier and then engineer a better life. So the passions are the first clue of where you should be, what you're doing. The second clue is all those things that have happened to you in your life. And sometimes it's an epiphany that pulls those together, and it's that aha moment. Not but aha moment where you have this epiphany. You're like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then sometimes it just is, it feels right. But once you start to dial that in, once you start to see, okay, the clues are, this makes me feel great doing these things. And then the second thing is, how do I get more of that great? So it starts with looking back. Okay. So you're on your deathbed. You're looking back at your life. You're saying, I discovered these things that made me really happy, that made me light up, feel like I'm supposed to be doing it. You may have also discovered your life purpose, and did I live to my full potential? Did I do everything that I was supposed to do in this lifetime? And you're looking back and you're saying, did I live up to that? Did I honor all the gifts that I've been given? Did I live to my greatness? And when you do that, when you look back, then you look at what just happened, okay? What just knocked you down? What just reoccurred from the past that would shut you down, close you down, say, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Again, that nasty coach that says you're not good enough, that person in your head, that voice that says you shouldn't be doing this, you're not good enough. You're living from the perspective that I'm looking back, no regrets. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm living life to the fullest. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And there's this alignment there. And the more closer you get to this alignment, the more it just seems to open up for you, and it just happens. And it's living backwards. So then when you say, so when something happens to you and it knocks you down, all of a sudden the weight of it is lifted when you're saying, is this in alignment with who I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing, and how I'm supposed to be doing it? And so instead of being this major issue, something that's just really like you're churning, you're spiraling, you can't let go of it, it's major. All of a sudden, it's like, well, is this in line with my life purpose? Is this alignment with my passions? No, then it's not a big deal. So it starts to take all the big deal out of everything that happens to you. And it's really fascinating the way your brain starts to work, because instead of saying, oh my gosh, crisis, this is terrible. And instead of being like that, it has no weight. It has no power. You're able to just let it go. And again, I love the analogy of the two coaches. So, everything goes back to basketball, because my daughter played basketball. And a lot of this I just observed. So when they were young girls playing basketball, and the parents were doing the coaching, you would have these coaches that were so emotional. They would be screaming at the refs, screaming at the girls. They would just be awful. And they would be telling them such awful things like, you suck, you're doing terrible, get with it, pull yourself together, get back out there. And, you can't talk to girls that way, because the girls immediately, you don't have to do anything. You just take them in the locker room and you say, what's going on? And then they'll burst into tears, and they'll be like, oh, I'm not doing well today, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so you don't have to talk to girls like that. You have to lift girls up. And I really believe maybe it's the same thing with boys, but you've got two coaches. You've got the coach that's saying you're not good enough, you suck, everything's wrong. And then you've got this coach that's like, hey, I know you can do this. You've got this greatness in you. I've seen this in practice. You just have to bring forth what you did in practice here. And I know you can do it. And you have these two coaches, and the one coach is in your head. Okay. And again, go back to our previous episodes. This is just a broken processor. This is just these thought patterns, these explanations of the world that you've developed, and it's not real, okay? It really isn't real. It isn't the truth of who you are or what you're supposed to be doing or anything. And then in this place outside of your head, in this place where there's just an incredible idea generation, idea flow. If you're a musician, it's music. If you're a writer, it's just flowing out of you. If you're a home improvement, it's like all these ideas. If you're working with children, it's just connecting and tapping into that joy that you can bring out of the children. If it's pets or animals, it's that ability for pets to just deliver love, and that experience, and then getting more of that out of life. So this place is wonderful. And again, it's completely neutral. There's no feelings there. There's no chemicals being triggered there. It's completely neutral. There's nothing. There's only ideas and solutions and opportunities. And so you're learning how to say, hey, that negative coach isn't serving me anymore. Let's go to this place where there's unlimited possibilities. I can do anything. I have the capability to do anything. It's just really what aligns with my core purpose, what aligns with my passions. And that alignment is really the direction you should go. So everything bad that happens to you, you start to weigh it against that. And so it becomes more and more and more clear, and you're flipping everything. So you're doing the things that, we talked about, which is kind of, you have a thought, it creates a feeling, you get negative feedback on something that you've done, whether it be a boss, maybe it can be something really traumatic, like you lost your job. And really, it doesn't have to shut you down, and it doesn't have to have that weight, because at the end of the day, every step everything that's happening to you is putting you closer and closer and closer to the place of discovering this. And everything is supporting you and everything is happening for you. So instead of having this horrific meaning, like I lost my job because I'm not good enough, I'm not talented enough, it's not that at all. It's that you're not in the right place doing the right things right now. And that this is just helping, the things that are happening for you are helping to form alignment of where you're supposed to be going and what you're supposed to be doing. And what is the reason you're here? What is the reason for all the experiences you've had in your life? And how does this all come together that when you're at the end of this life, you've achieved exactly what you're supposed to do? So it's all just figuring that out and using this place. So let's say you've got a hater or a bully. And of all the thousands of positive comments that you might get on something that you're doing, that one negative comment just really disrupts your whole psyche. And the ability then to have Teflon, where that doesn't have the impact that it used to have, is really one of the major powers of this place. Okay. So what happens is you get that negative feedback and you get that like kind of negative energy sent at you from a hater or bully or something. And you internalize that immediately and you can, feel physical pain from it. You can feel trauma from it, depending on your history. It can trigger all kinds of feelings. And again, it's a thought that's related to programming that you've had in the past. And it may not even be this lifetime. It might be something that happened in previous lifetimes. It's your programming. It's everything working together that says, this is the chemical, this happened, and this is the chemical cocktail we're going to release. Somebody is attacking you. Someone's hurting you. And immediately that crappy coach in your head is going to be totally activated. Like no matter what good has happened to you, you've got this crappy coach that came out that says, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I deserve this. Maybe I created this. And the bottom line is that that's not true. It's just your programming. It's just your reaction. It's just the chemicals. So when you start to look at that, one, you start to see it from the perspective. Two, if everything is happening for me and not to me, that maybe this is not an attack. When you then take this into this place, you decide, I'm not going to deal with this. This is not going to have this weight over me. I'm going to put up my Teflon shield and I'm going to be able to just get out of this where this is hurting me immediately. And it could be past family drama. It could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be anybody, but you know what your personal hurt and pain that you carry and where those triggers are. So let's take the bully example. The bully example is fabulous because what happens is you go into this place, okay? And in this place, and you can get through it through brainstorming, which is, I don't want to feel this way. So let's say you brainstorm on, how could I feel differently about this? Just put that out there. You could sleep on it. You could go to bed with it. I want to feel differently about this. I don't want this to hurt anymore. I don't want to wake up in the night just churning on this. I'm done churning on it. I'm giving it 5 minutes and then I'm not going to churn anymore. I'm going to go into reprogramming my feelings about this so this cannot hurt me anymore. So go to bed, sleep on it, say, how can I see this differently? Wake up. And you're churning in the middle of the night, we all do, and it's taking that mental space and it doesn't deserve the mental space. So you're going to start writing. And the writing is like from future you, writing to now you, and saying, how big is this really? If this is, you're going to have this major life purpose, if you're going to have these passions, these things that really bring you joy, how big is this really? Is this really worth the wait? And then you're starting to, how could this be helping you? And the second part of it is that in this space, in the space of being with the true you, your authentic you, one, you can't be hurt. There's nothing there. There's no pain there. You can't be hurt. All this is an idea generation tool. So in this creative part of your soul, there is no pain. But what there is a deep connection with other people's souls or spirits or life forces, whatever, or aliens. If you love my alien theory, your alien's connecting with their alien, not their humanness, but their alien. And when you connect with it, you begin to understand the pain that they're experiencing. You're not taking it on. You're not taking on their pain. You're not living from their pain. You're just understanding that their response was really their humanness, not their alien or life force. It wasn't their greatness. So they were just operating. They weren't operating from their greatness. They don't see their greatness. So you begin then to have this empathy for what they're going through. Their negativity, what they threw at you, what they said, what they did was really just an expression of they're so in being human and not in this place. And when you come out of it, when you start to see that, when you start to understand them, all of a sudden your Teflon shield is 100% activated. And you are in a place where anything they do, anything they say, it just no longer hurts you. It no longer affects you. All the stories that you've been telling yourself, they just disappear. Like everything disappears and everything's okay. And it's absolutely amazing because your change, then you're in a place where you can respond to them in a supportive way. So typically when somebody attacks us, we're defensive, we attack back. That's our MO. Instead of trying to be curious about why they're upset, and it's really hard to get to that place where you're like, damn, can I do that? Can I actually be curious about why they're upset and what's underlying this, and give them, instead of the same reaction that everybody else gives them because this is their MO, this is their human operating system, that you're trying to understand why they're experiencing this pain to then throw that pain towards you. Now, it takes a lot, and I tell you what, 90% of the time, I can't be bothered. I just put up my Teflon shield. I bless you. I understand that you're going through something right now, and it disappears, and it's gone. And those things that used to hang on you and shut you down for days and days and days, they're just blips, and you don't even experience it, and you don't feel that pain. All the pain of the past, all the struggles, all those things that you used to live with, they disappear. And I'm going to tell you stories after stories after stories of how this really works. But it's just people and words no longer have power over you. You have this amazing Teflon shield that their bad just bounces back to them as love and support. And you can be in a place where it just doesn't hurt anymore. It hurts for a blip, but it doesn't carry that emotional weight that shuts you down. It's just, hey, this is happening for me. Let me put it in perspective. Is in alignment with my bigger goal, my impact. Even major things like losing your job or losing a spouse or losing a friend or losing any type of major loss just doesn't have that impact because you begin to operate from this higher place, your higher good. And it's like everything starts to be in alignment and everything's so positive and all the negative it just doesn't have any weight and you don't take it on anymore. And you're living from this amazing place of whole, where you're whole, you're perfect. You start to live from your greatness and everything starts to open up to you. And so that's going to be our next episode, is really talking about how this opens up. So, and it's all about how you attract prosperity. And it's not just money, it's opportunities, it's love, it's friendships, it's everything. How do you attract that? And it's really this place of deep connection that once you're in alignment, everything opens up. A quick note from me, the sponsor of these programs. So this program and further programs that we're developing to make this world a better place are supported by my creative marketing agency. @𝗏𝗏𝐾reative. When you hire us for a creative campaign to light up your brand, you're supporting everything here and allowing us to continue developing this programming. It's an amazing experience working with my team that I am so proud of. So just go ahead and schedule a consult with us at @𝗏𝗏𝐾reative.com. It really works. And the key is just being aware that the feelings you're feeling are just chemicals coming from your thoughts, and that this isn't really truly who you are. It's just a broken, outdated operating system. And who you really truly are is absolutely amazing. And you know, when you see people that are really happy, really filled with joy, they're laughing, their eyes light up, everything. That's it. That's who you are. We're all supposed to be happy. We're all supposed to be joyful. We're supposed to be in this place. And so the chemicals have too much power over you. You've just got to start giving them the weight that they really deserve, which is not that weight. So, okay. A quick shout out to my business. This is our year of greatness. We are attracting people that want the most creative work, and we are attracting we're a tiny creative team right now, but we are attracting the top creative talent. I need an amazing creative account manager. I need an amazing creative graphic designer. I need creative writers. I need all the people to help us scale this amazing creative factory of a business. And if you want to bring more attention to your business, we have amazing creative services. So go to Underdogs Create and get in touch with us, and we'd love to talk to you. Thank you, and have an amazing week.